Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first WhoTubia podcast, where Jon Gransden and Christopher Thomson will agree on their views on the episode.
Yes.
Hello, my name's Jon Gransden, and I'm here with
Christopher Thomson.
and our special guest.
Me, Sam Woodhall.
If you haven't seen it, don't really bother, but we're about to review...
Whoa, don't take my job away from me.
Oh, okay.
This is what I'm here for, okay? This is the first episode, I believe, that me and you can both agree. We can both agree on every opinion. There is nothing that can be defended, in a way. And what I also want to point out is how, usually, for every episode, I will watch it twice. Just to go and get the, or at least twice, to get some views and write down points to mention in the podcast. And in this instance, I couldn't bring myself to rewatch it the second time. It's just like, it's on iPlayer there, right in front of me. So I go to click play, and I just can't. It's almost as if there's something preventing me, like a subconscious thing, like, don't do it, Chris, don't do it, don't, for God's sake, no!
You'll regret it. The first 5 minutes will lure you in, and then you'll just regret it for the rest of your life. The ultimate irony about this episode, Curse of the Black Spot, we haven't even said it. It's the Curse of the Rubbish episode. It's written by one of your relations, Chris, someone Thomson.
No, that different.
Stephen Thomson, isn't it?
The surname's different. There's a P in that name. Don't ever associate the poor writing that I'm amazed managed to be successful in probably the least of the favourite of the Sherlocks, and now it happens to be. No offence to the Sherlock series, but that episode was the weakest between the first and the third. It was good, but not as good as the other two, written by either Moffat or Mark Gatiss, or Gattis, however you want to pronounce it, or Jon Gransden, as we like to recognise him as.
Shut up. Can we talk about, first of all, let's try and find the all-right points of the episode. There are a couple of shots. It's really well shot.
I have to say that it's very well
directed.
Very well directed, very well filmed. You believe it's on a pirate ship, but you also... It's filmed so well. And the effects are brilliant, by the way.
Chris, stop bringing it back down to that. We're going to get to that, and when we get to that, I will explode down this microphone and destroy
John, the only thing you could probably do is load up your laptop, which you're using at the moment, load up After Effects, and probably try and kill me in several effects on there. Let's face it, that's the only level of death threat you'll be able to offer me, is have my head suddenly explode.
Whilst watching Rebecca Black.
The sets were well done, and
there was an actual boat for starters.
Well,
yeah,
but apart from the hold, or whatever it's called, the bit underneath the boat.
Built on the interior.
Yeah.
And it visually very good. Matt Smith, Karen Gillan, and Arthur Darvill did the best they could with the script they were given. Matt Smith was brilliant.
They did, yes. But I liked how it starts off like Pirates of the Caribbean. It really looked nice when you got the
fog.
Sort of, the
fog.
You've got
the ocean, boat.
You've got the chimes.
Yeah.
That was very good. That was very nice.
The music was very Pirates of the Caribbean also, which obviously it's a pirate episode. It's going to be, so...
To be honest, these have got to be the most camp pirates I've ever seen in my life.
They are a bit of...
They actually make Johnny Depp look butch. That's how camp they are.
Some people will say, Chris, that he's already butch. I'm not one of them, but some people would say,
Right. Well, anyway, tonight I will be that Dalek just sitting there going, just wanting to destroy everything.
Well, to be honest, Chris, I don't think that's going to be much of a challenge, to be honest with you.
Can I also say the weird reaction to the episode? I know this is meant to be for later on, but I want to say it now. Whilst it's in my head is, after the episode, I was a bit meh, and I was like, yeah, it was all right. I just don't think it was as well as it could have been. And then I thought about
like
it.
Series 5, but with a bigger budget.
Shush. And then
That's the only way I can address it. Is it was just basically an under thought out storyline that series 5 should have been worthy of, but with more effects.
Well, you can call them that.
And also, another a small little worrying side note is that this episode was switched with episode 10 at the last minute. This episode was meant to be episode 10.
They better have a treat in store for episode 10.
Yeah.
They have to. If they don't, it's gonna be horrible. What if you replace it with crap with crap?
Exactly.
That's honestly
But
like
also-
saying, we're not going to bring you Love and Monsters today. We're going to bring you Boomtown again.
Oh, Gordon Bennett.
But also this means that we don't find out about Amy's pregnancy or Eye Patch Lady.
That looked interesting. Again, another appearance from Eye Patch Lady, the most cleverly thought out name.
The most incredible name in the history of cars. Well, obviously they've hidden her name from us until she appears in the episode proper.
What else could we salvage for it? What about the performance from Hugh Bonneville, the Downton Abbey favourite?
I tell you what, I think
He was good, wasn't he?
He was good
I
at
think
his
he
role,
did it as
yes.
a bit of a romp, just as a bit of a laugh, you know? It's like, oh, I'm doing Doctor Who, I'll just do this. It will be fun.
Actually, I found he was a very in-depth... Well, he played it very in-depth for a cameo appearance
He
from a
did
guest
have
star.
quite a deep moment.
Really, when you've got Bill Nighy didn't really put much effort into his one, did he? Last
He didn't
year?
have much
Not
to
much
put
of that,
in,
you know.
did he?
Oh well, thank you.
thank you. Apart from Hugh Donneville's, all the pirates are interchangeable. You could really give the dialogue to
Yeah,
anyone.
it's like that one bloke. Who was the second in charge? The only other person that everyone said, I know him from somewhere.
Do you know where he's from?
I know he's from Life on Mars and
Yeah,
Ashes
that's
to
where
Ashes.
I know him from. I sat there going,
Yeah, that's where I know him from. As I just expected to go punch someone in the face. So yeah, Hugh Bonneville's characters are very good though. I mean, the way he was talking to his son and like he goes when he says like his lines like a ship is a ship and all that, and he actually seemed like a very convincing pirate. Very good performance all round. I think he's a very underrated actor from what I've heard, because I've never watched Downton Abbey because I will never desire to in any part of my life. And he's been in other things that isn't really that well recognised.
Surprising, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's apparently a very good actor. The only other thing I saw him in was an episode of Poirot. That was it.
But yeah, I must admit, his performance was just it's a lot of fun, and he did quite good. And I was like,
No, John Sims' performances were a lot of fun. You could tell that because the episode was just written for him to be mental. But when he played the Master, but
although John
this
Sim
time
didn't get it, you know.
But this time it looked like he'd been cast because obviously they wanted a guest star in it. But his performance as a guest star, I think, tops most of the guest stars that have been in it. I'm trying to think of one that high contends against him, to be fair. The only other guest star, which wouldn't even cast him as a guest star because I never heard of him before, was the guy who played Vincent van Gogh.
You didn't know about? Oh, I don't know. He looks like him though, and he did quite well.
He did, yes. It reminds me of Glenn. There's a film called Once. It's an Irish film, and there's an actor in that called Glenn Hansen or something like that. And it reminds me of him. If you look at a picture of him, you'll see some resemblance.
Oh, well, I'll look that up shortly. Basically, not now.
Not now, after the podcast. So yes, for the listeners
Well done, Chris. You've managed to figure out what shortly means. Round of applause from the
The
audience.
highlight shortly means
Not
now, maybe later, but I probably will forget about it by then.
Or never, in other terms.
Yes, I just like to be harsh and cruel.
Shall we actually go into it now? Shall we rip
Yes.
it to shreds for the piece of
Let's
rubbish
do
it
it.
is?
Okay, starts off well. Oh dear, he's cut himself. And now he's apparently been attacked by a siren. A very poor pirate fight from Amy Pond, not very riveting, and then eventually the siren appears. Now, I have to say this, I'm going to say this like every male deep down would be saying, they'll be going,
Lily Cole.
Well, I couldn't say it in front of the family, could I? But, you know.
Yeah. She was just... Fray.
Yeah,
The siren was beautiful. In those shots, anyway.
Well,
I think I've seen a picture of
yeah.
her on Google afterwards. I was like, who is Lily Cole? And then I look up.
And then he did the Google search without family filter. Hey.
So really, the
did look
only
very
way anyone could get any action and want to have any action is as long as she's glowing like a siren. Well, let's face it, every guy would explode over her.
Excuse me, honey, can I put some in the dark paint on you? Thank you.
I will note that down for when I go to university and meet a girl. So, excuse me, have you? I've got some neon paint. Would you mind standing in front of my bed happens to be powered by ultraviolet light.
Can we get back to Doctor Who? Because I was promised a podcast where we'd destroy the episode. So far, we've said it's rubbish, and we've not given a reason why.
Yes.
Can we get there
so
now?
So the only pluses we've assessed are Hugh Bonneville's performance. Well, that's me and Sam's view. John just thought it's going to be a bit of fun. Let's have pirates. It could be a lot worse.
No, I didn't
You
say
said
that,
it was a
did I?
lot of fun.
I
You said it was a lot of fun.
I said his performance. was a lot of fun.
It didn't sound like that.
It didn't, did it?
No, go back and listen. I said his performance was a lot of fun.
It's like this is the whole scandal of let him have it, Chris. Lily Cole as the siren is high, and the effects are good, and the production values are good.
Why do you keep on saying the effects are good? Chris, are you actually pulling my leg, or do you actually believe that the visual effects are good?
The effects on the
I tell you what is
siren
good.
were, except when she flies.
Okay, yes, we'll let you
Right,
off for that
yes.
one.
Okay, when she flies,
Correct.
it looks pathetic. She shouldn't have flown.
Yes. Phew. Right, I was thinking there you were talking about all the effects, but no, there's where she's standing there and she's got like the kind of glowy rings and vortexy type thing behind her. It looks brilliant. It was in the
I
trailer
like
and I was like,
that,
oh,
but
that's a
I
really
don't
good
like it
effect.
when she flies. Everything else with the siren,
Yeah.
and wow. Matt Smith's performance was good, I think. It was very good. His doctor
Good for the-
continued
Yeah,
on.
he was very good in it. He did
good.
the best he
It was
could.
good for the storyline, at least, you know.
Yeah. Storyline, good for the story.
Okay. It made. Okay, I'll put it like this. That was the only good thing that he made good about it. Should we say? That doesn't make sense.
Yes. His
Yeah.
performance was good.
No, I think the Doctor was badly treated in the script department. He was only there to say quirky lines and just be the guy to come out with the scientific mumbo jumbo. And so when the Doctor isn't being more than that in a script, something has gone catastrophically
Fair
wrong.
enough. Okay.
Yep.
Well, right. Moving on then.
And that's why episodes without the Doctor in them, e.g., all the cheap episodes in the first 4 or 5 series, were crap.
Right. Well,
Well,
now a lot of
Right,
people
okay.
have thought about having pirates in Doctor Who for their fan films and fan fiction and
I
things.
will admit.
Uh,
I
there
have.
been-
I will
There,
admit.
there are
I
a few
have.
people who have thought it, and then you sort of wonder, oh, the BBC must be copying our ideas. Surely, and I hope that after watching that episode, you think, oh, thank God they haven't. Unless there is actually someone who's sitting there going, damn you, BBC! Every last
There's
detail
that one fan
stolen
from
from my hard drive. Ah!
It's just Steve Thomson, and he hasn't realised he wrote the episode. No. Right, Steve Thomson was meant to write an episode of Doctor Who, and he wrote a really good one, and then he sent off the wrong script.
But anyway, yes, this episode was rubbish. Now, why? Of course, because the storyline transcends from a nice piratey setting to a mystical horror with a creature that makes you explode if you touch it. Then it transcends into a horrible, horrible science fiction ruining mumbo jumbo, stupid cheese fest, and horrible ending anticlimax without a villain, and then it just ends on cheese basically.